Jacobs gets it, and Josh Jacobs scores.
But now what do you do?
A fullback in the slot for the Raiders. A 2-point conversion for the lead. Carr, Waller, got it! And the Raiders go on top by a point, and they beat Denver 32-31.
Oh yeah, our season finale edition of Raiders Game Day ending on a high note with the Raiders beating the Broncos 32-31 at Mile High. Welcome into the show, Erin Coscarelli alongside my guys, Marcel, Reece, Eric, Allen. It is our finale of the show. What a way to end it with a big W on the road over in Denver. Quick takeaway, Marcel, I'll start with you.
Just win, baby.
That's it. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, just so much up and down. It kind of was typical of the season, pretty much, in that one game there. But so excited to see all the offensive explosion and being able to play complimentary football.
Yep, complimentary football.
Just a great last drive. And then we finish it with the identity of this offense with our young superstar in Josh Jacobs.
That is absolutely right. We have so much to get to here on the show. Here is what's on tap for you folks at home. Of course, we're bringing you highlights from Mile High. Gruden post-game reaction. You're going to want to hear what Coach has to say about his squad after that big W over in Denver. And what does the current NFL playoff picture look like? Who clinched? Who didn't? We've got the very latest for you. And the Raiders' top plays of the season. So much more coming at you. But first, of course, let's take you to Empower Field at Mile High for the season finale as the Raiders try to end the season with a W. No Trent Brown out with a knee injury. 1st and 10. Derek finding his all the way down the field. Nothing but clutch Nelson Aguilar. That's his new nickname.
That's right. Nelly making another big play. Runs right by the corner. And again, that great inside route by the other receiver brings that safety away. Great play call.
Certainly there. Following Broncos drive, 1st and goal, Drew Lock to his tight end, Troy Fumagalli for the 1-yard score. Raiders down by 7. Defenses forcing the 3 and out. Derek Carter, who else? Darren Waller.
Darren Waller.
Right?
Derek to Darren, we've been seeing it all year long, and we will not get tired of it. Just runs a phenomenal route, gets on the outside, gives DC enough room. Derek throws a phenomenal ball right over the shoulder. Catch, touchdown.
Can't hold him, can't check him. It's just uncoverable at this point in the year.
That touchdown would make the ball game tied 10-all. And there you go. Carr to his rookie, Brian Edwards, finally getting in.
Man, love to see that. You know, young guy right outside of the red zone. You go on top with the receiver. Great as picking a ball right out of the sky. Great job.
Week 17 development, tracking the ball, back shoulder, just a great play.
The rookie's first career NFL score, putting the Raiders on top, 17-10. Daniel Carlson making the PAT, breaking Seabass's record for most points in a season. Carlson finishing with 144 total points. That guy is clutch. Lots of breaking records in this game. 4th quarter we go. First play of the quarter, Melvin Gordon for the 10-yard score. The Broncos would get the 2-point conversion, so the Raiders down by 7. 3rd and 4, Carr to D-Wall. That would be number 105, a record-breaking catch for the tight end. Of course, we'll get into that a little later in the show. Next play, just Josh Jacobs.
Love this right here by this young man. Again, we talk about his ability to get inside, get skinny, find a hole, so patient. Oh, man, great finish.
EA, that's a perfect example of patience to the line, explosion through the line. Gets on the hip of Gabe Jackson, watch him blows it up, and then he gets right through the line for a touchdown. First guy's never tackled him.
That's right.
89 yards, 2 scores for number 28. Following drive, we go 3rd and 10. Drew Lock finding Jerry Jeudy, taking it to the house.
Young player was able to overcome last week's drops. Great play, busted coverage by us. Hope that doesn't happen again.
We will be talking about that momentarily. Broncos now with the lead, 31-24. Last chance for the Raiders, 1st and 10. Carr to Zay Jones.
This was just a great drive the entire time. DC was locked in and finding receivers all over the field, going down the field, making shot explosive plays.
Speaking of explosive, 4th and goal we go. As you see, Raiders down. They give it to number 28.
Nothing tricky. Let's not be tricky. Let's play straight up, hard-nosed football, Raider football. Line up. They know what we're going to do. They know who's getting the ball, but it just doesn't matter because we're tougher and stronger than you.
We are tougher and stronger than you because give it to that guy, number 83. We get the 2-point conversion. A difficult decision right there, but the coach goes for it, puts the Raiders up by 1. As, of course, the 63-yard attempt by Brandon McManus, no good. And the Raiders pull off the Broncos sweep. They win by 1 at Mile High. Carr with a solid game, 371 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And you can see Darren Waller putting up big numbers like he does week in and week out. Coming up next, how does Coach feel about his team's performance? We're going to hear from him after the break. Stick around.
This has been brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now, only at Allegiant.com. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation made to chill. Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, obviously very satisfying. That was the plan. That was the only plan. It's a credit to our whole team, though. You know, we had some really great moments today. We had some ugly moments. But like we always have seemed to do this year, we hang in there. Our defense gets us a stop. And our quarterback is as good as anybody I've been around in those situations. He loves the 2-minute drill. Zay Jones stepped up when Ruggs got hurt. Brian Edwards stepped up when Aguilar got hurt. We got backup linemen playing. Lost almost our whole secondary today. I'm just glad we won the football game, but more than anything, I'm really proud of our team. We battled our brains out as much as we could, and we're really a couple plays away from winning every game in the division. So we've made some progress. We still have long strides to make, but I'm really proud of our team. We'll get into all the things we need to do later, but one thing this team does know how to do, they will compete. They will compete every week. They won 6 games on the road. I think it's been very uncommon in Raider history for teams to go on the road and win 6 times. So there's a lot to be positive about, and I'm just anxious to go home and get some sleep.
In fact, for Coach Gruden, he gets his very first win at Mile High in his coaching career. Not a place easy to play and win. For you guys, what did you take from what Coach Gruden said?
To Coach's point, this team was resilient all year long, and it showed especially in this game today as well. There's ugly moments and there's pretty moments, but the most important moment is to get the win, and we did it today.
Yeah, very emotional, Coach. I think with all the hardships that happened this year, with COVID, the injuries, not being able to practice like he loves to practice and get on the football field and practice and see the juice and kind of create some plays and some opportunities for some players. This was a very difficult season on these young players, these inexperienced players, and definitely showed on Coach Gruden. But I love the process. I love the progress that offensively they made through the course of the season and continue to really elevate the game, particularly at the tight end position and the running back, of course. And Derek Carr had just an unbelievable year, 4,000 yards. Again, just an unbelievable performance by Derek Carr, really willing himself and willing his team to continue to come back and give his team opportunities to win in crucial situations.
Surpassing 4,000 for the 3rd consecutive year for Derek Carr. And the decision to go for that 2-point conversion in the 4th quarter as a player, guys, how did you feel? Because Coach Gruden got a lot of flack for the play calling from the week before. A lot of people believing that might have been the right call. But the 2-point conversion, a gutsy call, because if you don't make that conversion, you lose the game. And then everybody's looking at Coach Gruden. How did you feel as a player going forward?
Well, this is the confidence. And if you're on the other side of the ball, again, it's about the confidence he has in the play calling, the confidence he has in his players to make this play. And you know who he went to. 2 best players offensively. Your quarterback who's playing at an all-time level, and then your tight end who's just basically uncoverable. To have that kind of play call, and I love the play call, so it's kind of like a pick route, and then the receiver and the quarterback have to have great timing and have a great feel. You see how he threw that ball before he was open. So again, great call, but better execution of the play.
I thought it was a great call as well. I don't think there was any hesitation to go for 2 in that situation to go win the game. I think it sends a message out to your team that we're confident, we know we can win, we're not playing for field goals, we're playing to win this game. And defensively, when I knew I always wanted to go for 2 when we were on offense because I wanted to end the game. And I would see my defensive teammates being glad that they wouldn't have to go back out there too.
Right, that's
Right.
But I love the play call. It was a routine play. You can tell that they practiced the play and they had attention to detail to that play in particular because it's a hard play to make for everyone on the field. You have Josh Jacobs on the right side, you have Darren Waller on the outside, and Derek Carr had to pick one of those 2. Everyone else is pretty much blocking it in the way.
Yep.
So it was a great play call, awesome execution,
Yep.
and you come out with the win.
And you come out with a win. As a player, how important is it to end the season on a high note, beating a division foe?
Wow, I go back to 99. And 99, we're struggling a little bit.
That's
and
deep.
again, we had to find a way for the Raiders to really propel ourselves into the next season. Had some injuries and some things that affected the season. Didn't turn out as well as we should, but we needed to get that win to be able to propel ourselves to that next year when we won 12 games. So this is a great example of these young players really being involved in this win, the pressure of having to come back from those last 2 wins in similar situations. So the atmosphere for these guys was something they can kind of lean on in the next couple of years, hopefully in playoff pushes and playoff runs for this football team.
Yeah, you always want to win. First game or the last game, no matter when it is, especially against a divisional rival like the Denver Broncos. We don't like them. We always want to beat up on the Broncos. But to your point, EA, you want to learn how to win. You want to win in every facet possible, and this team is learning how to win throughout this season. And today we saw them win in a different fashion, a walk-off win on a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
This team needs to learn how to win, and today was the next step into doing that.
Absolutely. A great opportunity to evaluate the talent, of course, as they are heading into the offseason. When we come back on the show, we're going to talk offense and do a little self-scout with these 2 guys. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss it.
Presented by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders.
This large athlete who is tight end but also has wide receiver speed, he hit the game at a point when tight ends that were athletic like him were starting to take over.
Carr to Waller for the record breaker and a first down for the Raiders.
I would say there's a lot more to come. This is a great moment, especially to someone of the caliber of Tim Brown. That is just incredible to even think about. But I feel like some of my greatest moments even come where people don't even think that they'd be like the peak moments. It's like games where maybe like a game where I didn't do much. I had 20-something yards, but it's just I'm able to still have the same mindset, and I know that when I go home at night, I'm not mad at anyone. I'm not feeling like things aren't going well. I still have the same consistent attitude, and I feel like that's when I'm most proud of myself. And it turns into nights like this, just staying prepared and still having the right attitude. So I'm definitely grateful for this moment, but I don't want this to be my greatest day as a Raider. I want this to keep going, and I want our team to have great days as well, and just to keep going from here. So I feel like this is definitely a great thing, but I want to keep going.
Nothing to be mad at with Darren Waller's performance as you take a look there. A record-setting game, passing Tim Brown for most receptions in a season in franchise history. Tim Brown, by the way, saying he didn't expect a tight end to be the one to break the record.
He wasn't trying to see that dude, Darren Waller. That's why. But again, look at that, 92 receptions for the great
company.
80. Jerry Rice. And again, similar mindsets, guys, wanting to be perfect and understanding his impact on the game is just not going to be about him anymore. It's going to be a situation where he is so good, whoever plays on the other side is going to be able to capitalize. So going forward next year, he's going to be the target as a receiver. So everyone else is going to be able to eat because he's just so good.
You know the names on that list? They all have incredible work ethic.
Yes.
And that's what you hear about Darren Waller is how he comes in, he is so focused, he wants to play, and then you get performances like this.
The greatest thing about the record for me is he can still be so much better. There's so many things that he's going to get better at throughout the years. Getting with guys like Tom Cable and learning how to block even better and finishing plays. Darren Waller is going to be phenomenal for the entire Raider Nation for years to come.
Opposing defenses watch out. Just saying, okay? All right, we obviously know Jacobs and Waller are the headliners on this offense, but we saw some good performances out of some young guys today. Bryan Edwards, the rookie, making his first NFL touchdown catch. Who do you believe on this team that we need to see step up and, take the charge next to Jacobs and Waller, in your opinion?
The one name that pops out to me is Henry Ruggs III. He's our first-round draft pick, fastest guy on the field no matter what field he steps on, and he could be a huge difference maker for our team. And I'm looking forward to seeing him get more involved. I truly believe he can run every route in the route tree. He could be a game changer with the ball in his hands, and he could do a ton for this team. So I'm looking forward to seeing him integrated more so in this offense and being a huge playmaker for us.
Yeah, already a strength, I think, of this offense is the offensive line. But again, going forward, they need to continue to capitalize. I mean, all this stuff happens, all the flash happens because those guys up front are getting it done. That's why all the flash happens.
Absolutely.
So a great congratulations to Tom Cable and that unit up front. Man, they did a great job interchanging guys showing up at the game, not knowing if they're going to even be up, thinking they were going to be, practice squad, have their civilian clothes on. Those guys are thrusted into the lineup, and they perform at a really high level. And again, all those receivers are going to benefit by that great offensive line play that they've had this year and going forward. And again, Brown didn't play a lot this year, and I know he's the bell cow of that offensive line, but I just really think that this team, this unit, can get better and be more consistent next year.
Think about that. With all the issues that they've had in front, the revolving door on that line, if there was some more consistency, oh my goodness, scary with what the potential is. All right, on the other side of the break, we are talking defense, how to potentially fix it for next season. We've got some answers for you. Stick around. Be right back.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. For Eduardo Perez, it drove him to thrive in his search for a better life. Immigrating from Guatemala at 18, he found work as a dishwasher, a line cook, sous chef, and eventually fought to the top of one of the most challenging professions in the world, proving that there is no challenge that can hold back a fighting spirit. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
A lot of internet providers say they're great, but only Cox Internet is #1 for streaming video according to Nielsen data. Families can stream their favorite shows, chat over video, and watch live casts. From your man cave to your she den and every room in between, with panoramic Wi-Fi, you're covered. Stream, chat, and stay connected with Cox Internet, #1 for streaming video.
Charitable.
I'm the assistant manager.
This is a strong name. I am Cashios, god of cash back. Now, how am I supposed to earn 5% cash back rewards with my Credit One Bank Platinum Rewards card in this labyrinth?
What are you looking for?
Kanaki.
What?
Little potato morsels.
Gnocchi?
Yes!
Aisle 5.
Oh, I shall never forget this. Aisle
5.
5.
Get 5% cash back rewards. Visit GoCreditOne.com.
Something special is happening. We can all feel it. An entire community of voices unified in cheering on one team, the Silver and Black. Intermountain Healthcare is proud to be a part of it, a part of Raider Nation, a part of this Las Vegas community, to support the world's team and to support the health and well-being of you, its fans. All of us are better together.
I feel like as a defense as a whole, we got to be locked in, from start to finish. I feel like we have good moments, and then there's lack of focus, lack of detail, and lack of intensity at times, especially this year being, on the road and playing at home in front of nobody in an empty-ass stadium. Like, it's a lot different. So we had to find ways to, find our own energy, instead of getting it from the crowd, which is a lot easier. So, I give our guys a lot of credit. This year wasn't exactly what we expected, but, I'm glad we got to finish it off the right way and, get a win here.
Well, heading into this matchup, the Raiders have allowed opponents to score on 51% of their possessions. In Week 17, they allowed 31 points to the league's 29th best scoring offense. There's a reason I'm telling you this. No doubt the defense has been the Achilles heel of this team and the issues. How do you guys believe, I start with you, EA, to turn things around when it comes to the defense?
Well, it's going to be something that you have to have execution at each unit. Defensive line, linebacker, and secondary. You have to have playmakers at each unit. And that first is going to start with who the coordinator is going to be. If you're going to retain Rod or not. But again, I think you need leadership, particularly in the middle of the football field. Someone who plays well, who can execute, who's consistent at what he does. So I first start that linebacker, and then I go to the back end. We need the ball. That's the most important thing about defensive football now, is getting turnovers, get interceptions. Someone who can be a big-time playmaker, but is a person who executes and is consistent. So linebacker, need to figure out who's going to be those linebackers in the middle of the football field, be leaders, be vocal, and then that extends to the back end at the safety position, making sure those guys are ball hawks. That's what we love about defensive backfields. We love a ball hawk. And then at the end, you need pressure, so you need someone to complement Max Crosby.
Yeah, absolutely. In my eyes, we need three more playmakers, one at each level. You need an elite pass rusher to be on the other side of Max Crosby. You need a foundational linebacker, something we haven't had here in the Raider Nation in a very, very long time. And then you need a veteran safety to go along with Jonathan Abram on the back end. And after that, you have sound, simple scheme, and then attention to detail and execution. That's what it all comes down to.
It does.
You don't reinvent the wheel when you're playing football. You play sound, simple scheme, line up, get in people's faces, and impose your will on them. And that's what's going to happen in the offseason, in training camp, and all those things.
And you know what? Those things allow you really to play situational football.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the one thing that's the most important aspect of defensive football now, is understanding what situation you're in. So again, and we talk about this as the games are going on, you know, in the black room. So again, what we're talking about is when you're in a certain situation, if it's 3rd and long, if you're in the red zone or the end of the game, you have to know what the weakness is of that defense and play to that. So you make sure that that offense has to either check the ball down, or if they try and throw it into the strength of the defense, it's going to be a turnover. And those are kind of situational football things that we have to elevate to. And once you get your players, once you evaluate your players, once you get here, they really have to develop in your system and your style of play. That requires a lot of teaching. So that comes down to positional players, that comes down to the film study, the preparation, all those things that we really weren't able to have because of COVID. And remember, guys, for the last 4 or 5 weeks, the building has been closed around the National Football League on Monday and Tuesday. Usually young players, inexperienced players, are able to get key advice from their positional coaches in those times. So we missed that. Some of the veteran teams didn't need that because they can just kind of get on the phone and say, hey, man, remember last year when we were in this situation? We were able to get it done this way with the scheme or with the players' abilities. Again, I think a year coming up, it's going to be very critical this offseason to get those players.
I think the hardest thing with COVID and dealing with all of the protocols that need to be put in place was that. Dealing with a young team having to undergo the COVID protocols because, like you said, they're not on the field. They're not able to understand situational football without getting reps, game reps, and they weren't able to do it. The guy on the list with Darren Waller is Jerry Rice. This is a guy that stays after practice, takes tons of reps, understands situational football.
You've heard the stories.
Yes, I know. Well, okay, so it's not for a lack of talent. Let me ask you, because the guys are talented. It's just the penalties and the missed tackles, and like you say, Marcel, it's the execution. Who's the guy you see EA taking the next step maybe in 2021?
Well, it has to be 24, Abrams. He has to really take the next step and be the kind of guy who's not only a leader as far as speaking, but understanding details when you're playing and understanding the situations when you're playing. He's a very smart player, came out of college as one of the most intelligent football players in the draft. He still has that very high IQ. He has to just make sure he settles down and make sure he's in the right spot to be able to lead. Because when the film comes on game day, if you're making mistakes, it's very difficult to be a leader when you're making those mistakes. So they're useful mistakes, some things that can be corrected and have been corrected. You just need to be more consistent at that.
When it comes to Jonathan Abram, you know, essentially this is his rookie year. He didn't play at all last year. You know, and he's one of those guys that I have it on good authority that there are going to be some Raider legends that are going to tap into him. And really what we have to do is just hone in his passion and his energy into positive things on the field, because he's already that vocal leader and he's that energy guy that we absolutely need that sets the tone on defense. But he needs to hone that in and not make those mental mistakes, not make those lapses that he has on the field. And I'm looking forward to seeing the jump that he does have during this offseason.
I love that.
And another guy, Nicholas Morrow. I thought, I mean, coming into the season, he was probably going to be a backup, and he has really expanded his role. This year, he played Mike, he played Will, had a sack, had an interception. I mean, he was all over the football field. Just needs to maintain and stay healthy. And I think he's going to be a playmaker that Raider Nation will be very proud of in the future.
I know you guys aren't the GM. That's Mike Mack's job. But you're pretty tight in with the crew. Is this something that you would attempt to fix with the draft, or you think you bring in some good free agent guys?
I think it's going to be a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to get in with both of those aspects and those situations of the draft and free agency, and just go out and get the best players you could possibly find that fit the scheme that we want to attack, that we want to execute as a team. You go find the guys that fit your scheme, and then you develop everything around them. And then you have to find the leaders in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams, the guys who are going to lead your locker room the way that you want them to be led. And those guys will continue to develop the young guys behind them.
Yeah, difficult task, I agree, both, but it's about evaluation and then development. That's what it's all about right now, evaluation and development.
There you go, guys. I love it. I love getting to work with them. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more defense in under further review, but coming up, Raiders didn't make the postseason. Who did? We'll tell you. Stick around.
Presented by San Manuel Casino, official Southern California casino of Allegiant Stadium.
We are back here on Raiders Game Day here inside Henderson, Nevada, inside our Intermountain Healthcare. Erin Coscarelli alongside my guys, Marcel, Eric Allen. Okay, we're going to play a game.
Right.
Our final under further review. You know how it works. I throw out a topic. These gentlemen chop it up. Our first topic is best moment of the 2020 season. There were a lot of great moments.
There were a lot.
There were a lot of great moments. EA, we'll start with you. What was your favorite moment of 2020?
Come on, EA.
That Monday night win. I mean, the first Monday night in the stadium, I know the fans were there, but again, to face a powerful opponent.
Saints.
It's Monday night. All the players were juiced. It was the Saints. It was Drew Brees, you know, the odds-on favorite to represent the NFC in the playoffs and maybe the Super Bowl. And to put a knot on that head, to beat them on Monday night and then leave the stadium, and still there was energy. No one was in the stadium, but there were cars driving by around the stadium, and it was just kind of like the highlight of the year, kind of opening up that beautiful stadium that we're in. So Monday night for me was it.
Best moment of 2020 for me was opening up Allegiant Stadium, the beautiful Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas, fabulous Las Vegas. Come here, open it up, and not just opening up, but we light that wonderful 93-foot torch.
Oh, yeah.
The First Lady of the Raider Nation, Ms. Carol Davis, lighting it up, who watches our show every single night.
Hey,
every single night. She doesn't go to bed till she watches our show. So hi, Mom. But that was the moment for me, just getting here, all the work that Mark Davis, Mark Bedane, and the crew did to get here, bring the Raider Nation here, give them everything we could possibly dream and desire here in Las Vegas, in a phenomenal city.
And I love that they use the torch to have people that are important to the community, healthcare frontline workers and firefighters and mom and people that are important to the Raiders organization get to be able to light that huge torch, and it really signifies something to the Las Vegas community. So it is very cool. My favorite moment of 2020, come on, getting the Week 5 win against the Chiefs at Arrowhead. That was like the best. We were freaking out. We were having a great time. I mean, that was a big win
awesome,
to be able to win at Arrowhead, something that the Raiders and Derek Carr hadn't done in his 7th season.
That's right.
So it was a big win. All right, Raiders obviously potentially looking for maybe a defensive coordinator during the offseason. So I have a question. When shopping for a DC, do you look for the coach or do you look for the guy to fit the personnel?
Wow.
How does that work? Do you go with the coach?
For me, I would look for the coach who is adaptable, who's versatile, who could look at the roster after the evaluation process and say, yes, I'm cool with that. Or, hey, you know what? Let's modify and let's check this and let's go with this. I want someone who has some experience, but young enough to understand football today and kind of what's going on with this pass-happy league with all these tremendous quarterbacks, and understand the people that we have to deal with in our division. If you're not straight with the guys we have to deal with on division, Justin and Mahomes, then you got to get out of here. You got to understand the firepower we're dealing with offensively in this division.
Absolutely. To EA's point, you have to look at this DC that you're going to interview, and he has to be adaptable. He has to be versatile and say, whatever my scheme is, I can take the players that we have on our team and place them in specific positions to be successful. Not ask guys to do things that they absolutely cannot do, but put them in positions where they could be successful and our team can be successful. Again, simple scheme, sound fundamentals, and passionate football, and smart situational football. I think that's the key when you go in and you're interviewing, especially coordinator positions.
And Rod Marinelli has been able to do it at, of course, a high level. So there's no guarantee that maybe Rod Marinelli won't be back as the DC, but certainly a defensive line coach. All right, 2021 opponents. We know who we're playing. For you guys, who are you most looking forward to next season to play? Oh, here we go. We know this answer. We're playing the Eagles.
You know what? Listen. Not just because of the teams, but because the two fan bases. I mean, they're going to try. The Eagles are trying to get in here and try and take over. I mean, the Eagle fans, you know how they are.
They better forget about that.
Hey, they're going to try and buy up all the tickets.
Who's EA going to be rooting for is the question.
I'm all silver and black. You know
we
that.
We better
say it right.
But again, they're going to try and come here and take over. I'm just letting you know. Vegas, from Philly, man, they're going to be on a plane taking over. Be careful.
But that's going to be a great game. You're right. And the fans make it fun.
The fan bases are awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
I mean, I circled the whole schedule when I was playing.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Actually won.
Listen, the next one is the most important one. No matter who it is, the next game is the most important game.
The season's over.
Line us
Come on,
up. It doesn't
pick one of
matter
those
where
teams.
we play. We could play in the parking lot of Allegiant Stadium. And it's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
Do players actually look at the schedule? Because I feel like I know you. You just next man up, next play.
Let's go.
Yeah. What about
my
for you?
silver helmet. Let's go.
Obviously, you play for a couple different teams. And so you're saying, hey, I want to see the team I just left. I want to see them and let them know what's up.
Oh, you do? You do? You kind of keep an eye. You're like side-eyeing it. Okay.
Yeah. When I was playing, if we played the 49ers, I knew my off-season workout had to be a little different because I'm playing JR. I'm playing the greatest. I'm playing the GOAT. So trying to call a couple guys, getting his workout so I can do his workout and my workout. So, yeah, I'm looking at the schedule.
What?
I'm trying to be on point.
EA is a
I'm trying to do my thing.
I'm trying to do my thing against everybody. I don't care who it was. Come on, EA.
There you go. I like the two perspectives. Definitely interesting. Yeah. All right, well, when we come back, the Raiders making big plays off the field. We're taking care of some local agencies this holiday. We'll brighten your 2021 after the break. Stick around. Congratulations to the Raiders, our Intermountain Healthcare Impact Team of the Week. Champions of the 9 and 10-year-old league in the Vegas Sports Foundation. The Raiders coaches donate their time to give youth the opportunity to participate in flag football. Speaking of impact, this season head coach John Gruden and his players established a charitable platform called the All For You Crew in partnership with the Raiders Foundation. The All For You Crew is focused on addressing social injustice by supporting Southern Nevada charities. The crew recently chose 6 local nonprofit organizations to support just in time for the holidays.
We've raised quite a bit of money, and on behalf of Alec and Clee and Sam and everybody here with the Raiders, we'd like to tell you guys we're going to donate $40,000 to each of your organizations, and we're really proud to do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
To kind of have this first step in this relationship, I think is great, and just really excited to kind of grow our families here. Have a great community, and the work that you guys do, you deserve this. You know, it's not a donation. You guys earn this.
Just want to let you guys know how much we really appreciate you guys. I mean, it was a process. I remember when we first, talked about the different people we could have donated to. We had a very, very long list, and we just felt like you guys had the opportunity to make the biggest impact immediately.
It's been a privilege learning about each of your organizations. It's really great to hear all the positive impact that's happening in our community with the youth and in so many different ways, and especially at a time like this.
I appreciate what the organization is doing at the Raiders.
I'm just super grateful for you and your partnership.
We're tremendously blessed that you guys chose us to help out with serving these kids. So I really appreciate that, and we thank you so much for that.
Colts beating the Jags 28-14, punching their ticket to the postseason. As you can see, our Around the League Week 17 edition of Scores presented by Sports Water. Buffalo absolutely crushing Miami 56-26. Dolphins, of course, needing to win that to see the postseason. Saints getting a win. Cleveland beating Mason Rudolph and those Steelers. Browns in the postseason for the first time since 2002. Chargers beat the Chiefs and finish at 7-9. So we now take a look at the postseason. Who's going to the playoffs? Here is your AFC, NFC playoff picture. And gentlemen, the wild card weekend looking pretty interesting. We've got the Colts taking on the Bills, Browns at Pittsburgh, Titans against the Baltimore Ravens. Is there a particular wild card game maybe you're taking
I'm interested in this, the Browns at Pittsburgh. You know, Pittsburgh started off extremely hot. I think it was 11 or 12-0. And they kind of dwindled down during the stretch of the season, at the end of the season, last quarter of the season, really. And then they just played the Browns this week, so they're playing again. It's hard to beat a team twice in a year, EA, especially back-to-back. So I'm interested to see how that game works out.
Right, you know. Look, physical playoff football, Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, that's going to be a matchup. Man. You're going to get your popcorn, like T.O. used to say, sit down and watch that game. They got the big Derrick Henry run the football, and then the explosive ultimate weapon at quarterback. So, again, I think that's going to be a phenomenal football game.
I agree with that. That one's going to be a really good game to watch, just hard-nosed, old school football, two teams. It's going to be a fast game though, because both these
Lamar's like, you blink and he's gone.
Exactly, exactly. But the Tennessee Titans, they've been a dangerous team for 2 years in a row. The way they run the football can really control the clock, and they're extremely well coached team.
Love the coaching matchup. The coaching matchup between these two.
John
That's
Harbaugh.
really
That's a
strong.
really good point.
It's going to be awesome to see.
It's going to be a great playoff football game, and it's going to be exciting to see with Derrick Henry surpassing 2,000 yards running. All right.
Are you kidding?
When we come back, I did a little holiday shopping, and these two might have been the beneficiary of that. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Oh, no.
Hey guys, Erin Coscarelli here, and we are inside Allegiant Stadium at the Raider Image. And since it's the holiday season, I thought, what better gift to get my co-hosts, Marcel, Reece, and Eric Allen, something from inside the store. There's lots of options, and maybe, just maybe, I might do a little shopping myself. In fact, kind of see something I like. We'll see, maybe I might get this. In the meantime, let's do some shopping, shall we? Come on, lots of options. I mean, where do we even start? How You Like Me Now? Kind of cute. Focus, right? We're here for one purpose alone, to get my co-hosts some holiday gear. I feel like this is definitely Marcel Reece. How do we feel about this? One of my favorites, a classic, the Mike Mayock hat. How about this? How we feeling, guys? I brought my store manager friend Alec with me. I have to get a couple gifts for a couple of my friends. What would you recommend, Alec, that would be a great gift to get them?
I would have to say our customized jerseys is probably going to be the best gift you could give somebody.
Customized jerseys. Okay, show me where and how. Let's do it. It takes, what, how long to do it? If someone were to come here and want a customized jersey?
About a half hour.
On the spot, half hour?
We do it right here in store. And then this right over here is gonna be the screen that you can come and personalize a jersey.
Oh, this is where they personalize it. And they can pick white or black.
And you can do anyone from the current roster, or you can also customize it if you want to put a name on it or a personalized last name.
All right, that's a wrap on my holiday shopping. I hope Marcel and Eric, you guys like what I got you for the holidays. And I might have done a little holiday shopping for myself. I think this is the perfect gift to get the Raider female fan in your life. Come check out Raider Image and score some good Raider gear yourself. Woo! I cleaned house.
Man.
I cleaned house.
I hope you put that jacket on Marcel's. That's what all I know.
You know, we talked earlier about the coolest parts of the season, and for me, getting a tour inside Raider Image, EA, you've got to check it out. It is insane. There's so much.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you're a Raider fan, it is just take your family, your friends, anybody, because it's very cool. And check out RaiderImage.com for the nearest one to you. But I did do a little holiday shopping, and I might have gotten you guys a couple of gifts. Do you guys have the Christmas gifts for my buddies here?
Look bad.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I think this one's got your.
Oh man, not the 4-5.
The 4-5, and you'll like this one.
Hey.
Come on.
Oh, that's it right there.
Hey, little bro.
Marcus. Oh, thank you.
Marcus Allen.
You know how I feel about
I
Marcus.
know you love Marcus.
You know, 619. There we go.
But what's so cool is you can get them customized. You can get your last name put on Raider Image when you go. Everything's customized. So of course I needed to hook up my buddies.
You know me so well, EC.
Anybody know Alec Ingalls so I can get it signed? You know.
You're always talking about 4-5 anyway, right?
4-5 killer, you know.
4-5. Got to give the fullback some love.
That's
so
awesome.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I was thinking of you, and I thought, what perfect gift for a Raider fan.
Thank you, Costco.
Customized jerseys.
That's
You're
awesome.
welcome, guys. You're
Best
welcome.
jerseys in the history of sports now.
Yeah.
You can't compete.
No.
Not with the silver and
They
black.
really are the coolest uniforms.
Worldwide, you know.
Let's be honest. All right, so there's another gift we need to give out begrudgingly. I'm not happy about this one, but each and every week we would play a game called Time for Who You Got. And it was a dogfight to the very end, but the rightful winner of our inaugural Pick'em trophy never took his foot off the gas. I would like to congratulate the man in the middle, Marcel Reece, taking home the very first Raider Game Day 2020 season Pick'em champion.
It was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I felt sorry for you guys. I was up out there, and I
think he has maybe an acceptance speech. Take the floor, Marcel.
The floor is yours.
I don't know if there was any doubt that I would take this one home.
Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my family, my mom, thank my wife. You know, listen, EA, you knew there was no doubt about this one, baby.
It was a doubt. Huge doubt. Huge doubt.
I gave you a couple mulligans early on in the season.
Mulligans, I was just kind of like blowing through it. I wanted to make it competitive.
Then what?
Oh, man.
I appreciate you guys. Listen, EA, better luck next time in inaugural season 2.0 in Las Vegas in Allegiant Stadium.
I gotta check the details. I gotta check the details.
Something's crossed about that. Something's not making sense.
Yeah, a couple
there.
times you weren't even here. You didn't even say a team.
Sometimes you don't have to be present, baby.
Oh, no. Steve and Vic probably helped you out. In fact. They probably did.
Curtis, you like that one, huh?
But no, it truly, for me personally, it has been an up and down season. It's been an up and down year for a lot of folks, and we're just so grateful to have you guys at home, Raider Nation, welcoming me, my friends, Marcel, Eric, Allen. You guys have been wonderful to me. You've held me under your wing. You've taught me a lot, and it's been a blast getting to work with you guys this season.
It really has. Yes, the season has been up and down. Didn't end up like we wanted to. Thinking how we finished, how we started the season, but this has been solid the whole year. This has been solid the whole year. I really appreciate you guys having me, and next year the team hopefully performed as well as we did.
And we can't. That's true. And we can't let the show go without, of course, thanking our incredible crew. Our crew has kept it together.
Yes. Yeah, there
Curtis,
you go.
Noel, all of you guys.
Noel.
We are so grateful.
Noel,
You've been
Curtis.
so wonderful. Take a look
it.
inside our audio. That's our control room.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
Allie.
everybody.
Yeah.
Vic.
Costco. Thank you.
What?
Extremely professional,
Thank you
always
so
on your
much.
toes, no matter what was going on. You helped us.
Yes.
And all of our
Yes.
craziness, honing us in. Vit, Steve, DeMarc, Connor,
Macy.
Monique.
There's so
Macy.
many, you
Macy.
guys. Thank you. And we couldn't let you leave this 2020 season without showing you the very best of 2020. Take a look at the best plays.
Welcome, everybody, to a very special day for the Raiders and the city of Las Vegas. The first touchdown as the Las Vegas Raiders. Defense, let's go. Back, and the Raiders hit him. I'm not sure he got it. I'm not sure he got it. The Raiders win the opener as the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas is official an NFL city. Something I never dreamed that I would someday be saying.
Give me everything you got and let's see what happens.
Carr want to throw for it, and a wide open Alec Ingold. And he's the answer to the trivia question.
Good go. Great job, great job. Nothing left to be said. We know what we got to do. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3, win. Here we go, Hope. We got to go right down. We got to go right down. Let's go.
Carr airs it out. Separation. Pulled in. Henry runs for the touchdown. Miraculous. Jacobs has got it. Jacobs going. Jackpot, baby. Vegas touchdown. Waller still on his feet, and he will stroll into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's go.
Come on, D. And it's intercepted. Intercepted on the play by Heath. It's intercepted.
Oh, yeah.
And that is it. From sliding across the goal line. Another touchdown. Behind the knee for the touchdown.
Let's go.
Steps Mahomes doesn't see it. Vegas salted it away. Jackpot, baby.